DaylesAddiction, and this is the January Q&A. Now, excuse my bleary eyes, I have been told I'm not to cry on camera, but I just got news from a good friend of mine that her darling puppy dog has passed on over the Rainbow Bridge. And I don't know what happens to me when I hear that news. I just turn into a bloody mess. So I will move on and just say to all of the dog lovers and the cat lovers and the animal lovers generally, thinking of you and sending you love, especially on the loss of your wonderful little furry heartbreakers. So normally I zip through these Q&As really quickly, but I have decided today that I'm not going to. I'm just going to take my time. This is going to be a Q&A for the people that want a podcast in the background, that want some company while they're doing their housework, that want something to fall asleep to on a night where their mind is racing. Hopefully I can help you with that. So bear with me. I don't know how long this is going to take, but I've got a feeling based on the number of questions that there are, it might take a while. And just quickly, if you ever want to contribute to my Q&As, you can do so by hitting the subscribe button down below, the big red button, and the bell so that you're notified of when I put a post on my community page on YouTube, or you can follow me over on Instagram at Dales_addiction, and on my stories from time to time, I'll invite you to ask me questions. So let's get started. The first one comes from Eggy_M. Did you go to the Hermes in Paris, and how was your experience this time? Yes, I did. I think we went to the store on Sèvres once. We walked past one day. We weren't really interested in going in. The next day we went was a Saturday, and it was really busy. It surprises me that you can just enter the stores, whereas here you have to wait outside until there is a sales associate free. I found that at the Sèvres store and the Rue Faubourg Saint Honoré boutique, you could just walk in, and it was chaos. And it felt like, and I said it before when I went with Meredith last 2023, it feels a little bit like Big W, where there's this central sales desk and everybody's just doing their own thing. And if you want some help, you know, good luck. So, in terms of shopping, we applied for appointments every day. So the process is, there is a website, something Rendezvous. I'll put the link in the description box below. You need to apply between 10 and 6, I think, each day for the next day's appointment. So they are typically shut on a Sunday. So, you know, you can't apply on Saturday for a Sunday. You can apply on Saturday for Monday. And then you wait. Now, whilst we were there, the messages that we received actually changed. So apply for the appointment, get a confirmation email, click the link in the email that confirms your registration. Then there was no idea of when you were going to hear back. So we'd be up checking our messages all night. We'd wake up in the middle of the night and check the email and see if we'd won an appointment. No, we had not. But whilst we were there, we got an email that changed that said you will be told by 8:30 p.m. the night before whether or not you've secured an appointment for the next day. So I thought that was great, but we didn't. On the last day we were there, the last full day was a Wednesday. We went into the Sèvres boutique because my friend Eileen was chasing a longer crossbody strap for her Berenia Kelly. And I went to the leather desk and I waited in the short line. There was like 2 people. And I asked if they'd happen to have any cancellation for a leather appointment. And I was taken over to the side and the gentleman said to me, "What are you looking for?" And I said, "I'm actually wanting to purchase a handbag while I'm here." And he said, "What handbag are you after?" And I said, "I'm just going to say it, a Birkin or a Kelly." And I've been applying for appointments for the past week unsuccessfully. So I thought I would try and see if there's anything available. He got his phone. He scrolled through what looked like, you know, a bunch of different categories and said to me there was nothing available in women's leather goods, but there was appointments available, or there were appointments available for men's and homeware. So if there is a takeaway, I guess it's A, always ask, and B, genuine and friendly about it. There were people begging at the Rue Faubourg Saint Honoré, "I can show you my passport. It's my birthday. I've always wanted a Birkin for my birthday." And I'm walking past going, oh my God, that is not befitting of what this is supposed to be like. It was groveling and begging, and there was no pride, no stone left unturned. But to just be able to ask, do you happen to have any appointments available? Have there been any cancellations? Quietly and, under the radar, and to be responded with, candor, but, genuine information, I thought was really nice. I guess the takeaway for me is if you're a man and you're wishing to shop Hermes, you might have a better opportunity asking for those cancelled appointments than what us ladies do, because it seems that most of the leather good appointments must be put through to women's wear. They don't actually ask you what category you're shopping, I don't think. So yeah, maybe ask for a menswear appointment. Might get you through. Hannah has a great YouTube channel called So Much Design with Hannah. I will link her channel in the description box below. Which other luxury brands or non-luxury will you be exploring for your home decor? So for those who don't know, I've recently moved into a new home and I've picked up a couple of little bits along the way. I picked up some Hermes homewares and I'm really enjoying my breakfast cups. Mr. Addiction has been fabulous making my coffee in my cups. And despite me thinking, that could be dangerous, it's actually really wonderful to have a coffee in bed in my beautiful Hermes breakfast cups. So the only problem is I've got to hand wash them. So, with all lovely things, they do tend to be more high maintenance. Will I be buying any more luxury homewares? Look, I just bought a nice tap, an Italian tap for about $1,700 for the kitchen. So would that be a luxury? I think so. The kitchen has a big farmhouse sink and the original tap that was installed didn't have one of those little hoses that you can use to clean the sink out. And that was annoying my husband. And I'm like, if there's anything that's going to stop you from doing the dishes and cleaning the kitchen after we cook, I am going to put a stop to that. So I went and found the biggest tap I could find with the longest hose. Needless to say, this tap puts the other tap in a different category. And if your mind goes where my mind goes, you'll be laughing along with me. Other than that, I think we'll be talking about luxuries that aren't brands that are known to most people on this channel, Hannah. So I think it'll be in the form of rugs and lamps, and maybe hopefully we can find some lovely vintage homewares. I don't think there'll be things like Hermes and Dior and Louis Vuitton. Hannah also asks, what is your first goal for your home interior decorations? So the scope of work with our interior designer is primarily for our living area, which is downstairs. So that will include the outside deck next to the pool, so the outdoor furniture that will have like a lounge and a dining kind of setting, and then inside the house we will have the kind of living room, dining room, kitchen bench, and then through to the media room. So there's a room in the middle of the house that has no external windows. It's been set up for watching movies and things, which is a bit excessive, but we have it, so we'll make good use of it. And the office and the kind of entryway downstairs. So it's a pretty big scope. And then I was going to do a phase 2, which was where we are now, because I do need to change some of my storage arrangements in here, particularly with regard to shoes and accessories. Just fixing my hair up. And so I'm bringing that forward into the first stage as well. So yeah, there's that's all the first phase. So what will happen with regard to that process, I will share with you guys in a separate video. And yeah, hopefully I can take you along on that journey with me. Leslie Adina, and Leslie also has a fab YouTube channel. She's recently achieved 5,000 subscribers on her channel, so congratulations, Leslie. She says, Hermes special order, what would you go for? The realistic option and the if money was no object option. The realistic option, I think, would be just what I'm looking for, but with a twist. Obviously, you get that special order flexibility, we'll call it. So I think that, let's just throw something random out there. I think anemone in chev leather in a Birkin 30, which is unusual to do bags that large in chev. And I think hardware-wise, I might do that. The name is not coming to me, like that brushed gold colour. Can't remember the name of it. And then potentially on the inside, I might line it with like a contrasting purple. So like maybe a violet or something like that. And if money was no option, I love Nick J. Snell's dream Hermes bag, which is a hot pink crocodile Birkin. I think that's a pretty cool idea, Nick. So, you know, I could steal that. We could share it, Nick. I did look at some samples the other day when I was in Hermes, and I must say the ostrich in the jewel tones is gorgeous. So maybe a more realistic option would be like violet colour in ostrich with palladium hardware. Yeah, I think that would do. I don't think I'd contrast inside. I don't know. It's hard to know what they're going to offer you on a special order as well. So it's not as free as the Fendi process where you can do whatever you want, basically. Leslie's got another question. Is there something you wanted to do or see in Paris but didn't get to? Yeah, there's a heaps, and that is a great reason to go back. It was my first winter trip to Europe, and so that was always going to be a bit experimental for me to see how I found the weather, whether it was enticing to go and explore or whether it encouraged me to stay indoors. And I loved it. That time of the year was just perfect. It was magic. So needless to say, I would love to go back again at that time of year and probably see some of the museums. I thought I would be able to. I thought it might be a bit quieter, but it's Paris. It wasn't quiet. So I'd like to go and do that and obviously see Notre Dame. I'd like to go in the springtime and see Versailles, even though it's not Paris per se. You know, it's not that far. And I would love to spend more time in the Champagne region. Oh, that place is like a fairy tale book. Just driving into it, so beautiful. And for us from a pretty young country here in Australia to go to places like that is pretty magic. So yeah, lots of things to see and do, lots of reasons to go back. Vania Gomes asks, are you buying a Peekaboo Monster? Not from this new collection. I don't like the colourways. I think they're really brutal and harsh. I think they could have done a better job with the colours, to be honest. Like baby pink is meant to be one of the key colours for fashion this spring, summer. I get that, but with the yellow, oh, it's just very jarring, and black and red. Yeah, I'm not a fan. I've got a Monster SLG. Let me find it. So I bought this back in, I can't even remember, maybe like 2017, 2016. It was from the menswear collection, but it's beautiful. It's like a baby pink and baby blue, and it crosses over the line a little bit more to be a bit more feminine. And I really hoped that they would bring out something a little more playful like this. I mean, look at those little eyebrows on this thing. This is one of the first pieces I bought from Fendi, and I bought a pair of stockings at the same time, which didn't live very long. That was a lesson to be learned. So yeah, if they do more this year, not just for Lunar New Year, but if they do more, and the colours are appealing, yes, I would, but it doesn't look like that's going to be the case. Drifting into fantasy, what was the first luxury item you bought, and at what age would you buy it again now? Well, that depends on what you're calling a luxury item, but I would say, and I've made a whole video on this collection, sunglasses. And I think my first pair were a pair of Gucci sunglasses. I can't get them down now because they're somewhere up high, but they're hideous. They look like Arnold Schwarzenegger in Terminator 2 sunglasses, but they were Gucci. And I would have been in my, let's say, late teens, early 20s when I bought those. And I think luxury sunglasses were what I bought most of until I was almost 30 when I bought my first luxury handbag. So yeah, sunnies, great entry level, still love sunglasses. If you haven't seen my recent Louis Vuitton Takashi Murakami collab unboxing, I just picked up these. They're sitting right in front of me. Amazing multicolor sunglasses. I've been wanting a pair of white sunnies forever. And when I saw these, I'm like, perfect, I need to have those. So they're super fun. They're a great shape for my face. And I find they're a great little pick-me-up, a great souvenir when you're travelling as well. Maria Lux 1330. What made you change your mind about Murakami? Well, I asked for the pre-order link. So everything that I'd seen through the typical Instagram pages, and when people were able to, you know, do YouTube videos and talk about the information their sales associates had provided them, none of it really appealed to me whatsoever. So I thought, oh, that's cool. I'm safe, no problems. And then I went to Paris. It was still a little bit trickling through, but nothing that really caught my eye, nothing that I thought I need to have. Obviously, I'm in Paris, so I'm watching my budget, whether or not I'm going to shop there or I'm going to wait. And I was relieved that there was nothing. And then when I got back, I asked my local client advisor here if I could see the pre-orders, and she sent me the link. She said there's not much left available to pre-order, but have a look. And it was really easy to go through all of the products on that link and just say, no. There was, you know, not much that I wanted. But what I really wanted was those sunglasses that I just showed you and this sweet little Alma micro bag charm, which also, if you didn't see the unboxing, holds my AirPods. I need to remember that they're in there because I'm going to be looking for them later and go, where are they? But I saw those two and I wasn't able to pre-order them. And so I thought, oh, well, whatever, it's fine. And I went online when I got the notification from the app, put them in my wish list and asked to be notified when they're available to, you know, purchase. And it just happened. And I think because a combination of things, maybe being in Australia, maybe being a bit ambivalent, like I didn't really care less, I guess. Like I cared, but I wasn't going to be devastated or trying to hunt them down. So it meant it was a really lovely experience because I was kind of like, well, whatever happens, happens. So yeah, I didn't see those pieces being advertised on anyone's Instagram, so that's why I wasn't really interested. And the bags, well, I have my Alma and I bought that one 5 years ago now, and I bought that one because that's the one that I loved. So yeah, I'm kind of happy with what I've got. Living_Fash, hi Chan. What's your ultimate goal and focus in 2025? This is where I let you all down and say I have nothing to inspire myself or anyone with. I don't have ultimate goals. I'm not a goal setter person. I'm more of a horizon explorer. What do I mean by that? I just want to get to the end of the year having achieved fulfillment in my work, in my personal life, in my home, a little bit of travel. I doubt there's going to be any overseas travel this year because obviously I'm prioritizing the investment here at home. Yeah, just how you spend your time learning. I love to learn and grow. Yeah, I don't set big goals like that. I just kind of set a direction and head off on a journey and see what twists and turns the road will take. Lisa Lara, favourite thing about the new house? That it's new and figuring out how we live here, how we use things, different surfaces, different, like sitting out and thinking, okay, what am I going to do about that? Like the garden, I'm just heavily in contemplation mode at the moment. It's good to live in a home for a bit, get a gist of how the seasons roll around the house and where you like to spend your time. And yeah, so I'm loving kind of considering all of the opportunities that it brings at the moment. We're kind of unable to fully enjoy it because we're still tidying up the old home so that we can put that on the market and sell it. So once that has been kind of cleared off of the agenda, I think we'll have a lot more capacity to think about this place more. Laura Morales, how do you envision yourself in 5 years? Career, family, and bag collection. Oh my God, these are some big questions, guys. In 5 years' time, I'll be approaching 50 years old. I'll be a golden girl. What do I see? I will have made a shift in my career, I think. Whether or not I've moved into a more senior position or I have reconsidered moving back into working for myself, we will see. Because obviously it's not just about me, it's also about my husband. 5 years is a long time, hey, but it goes really quickly. What else did you say? Family. In 5 years, my dad will be 75. He's very capable. I'll still be here. We will have at least the 3 grandchildren who will be 7. 5 and 5, yes. So that'll be very different. They'll all be at school. What else? Bag collection, no idea. I assume it's going to be just as ridiculous as it is now. I'm working my way toward having the best estate sale ever. Yeah, I don't know. I don't do a lot of that kind of pondering. T42, are you really going to leave Connor alone in Paris for his 30th? Sadly, I am. See, what happens with these trips is we all tend to do these, heavy contemplation about wanting to do something. And then when we finally decide, we just do it. And then we tell each other that we've done it. And when I booked my trip to Paris, that's what I did. And then shortly after, Connor did his. And then I found out that the handbag tribe are all going to Paris next year. And I can't do that. So the timing's off. He's going to have a wonderful time. He's got another one of his really good friends going to be there with him for some of the time as well. So yeah, sadly, I will not be heading back to Paris anytime soon. Gavin S92. What was the worst defect you ever got in a luxury product, or one where the quality was bad? I can't say I've ever been hugely disappointed with a luxury product. I mentioned those stockings that I purchased earlier, or pantyhose, whatever you want to call them, tights. That was just stupid. I mean, they were obviously going to have problems. But in terms of sunglasses, ready-to-wear, handbags, small leather goods, jewellery, even fashion jewellery, I've not had any problems, touch wood, with my Chanel bejewelled pieces. So yeah, I kind of feel lucky in that way. I don't have those problems. The biggest issue that I've had, which is kind of, well known on this channel, has been the made to order and just like that fuchsia sequined baguette that was made for me on order. The first wear, sequins just started peeling off it. And that's just not good enough. But Fendi's response to that was brilliant, so I'm not going to complain about that. Liv_4, pre-loved stores in Brisbane to those of you non-Australians. And does the new LV Takashi Murakami make you want to find pre-loved pieces at all? So pre-loved stores in Brisbane, the only one that I go to now, which is bricks and mortar, is Lux Link, and I've had some great experience with them. I bought my Prada kind of beach bag from them, my Alexander McQueen skull clutch. So yeah, 2 pieces I've bought, I've had great experiences. Oh, and I've also bought my Fendi Zucca mini baguette from them. Designer Archives used to have a bricks and mortar store, now they're online only. I've bought some earrings through them, I've bought an Hermes belt through them and had a really great experience too. So I would also follow them on Instagram. In terms of wanting to hunt down more multicolor, nope, I got my bit. I'm not I'm not a collector in that space. I find a lot of them are pretty hideous and really busy, to be quite honest. Definitely not something that I would carry, and I don't have the space to keep them, and I have no attachment to them, so yeah, I'm not interested in any other ones. Zach_Seaton, any designer shoes that you have your eyes on? Look, I'm always looking, Zach, always looking, as are you. I'm keeping a close eye on Laurence Stacard's new release, where I got my beautiful gold boots and my bejeweled boots from. So I'm keen to see what she's going to release next. And obviously Roger Vivier, I always keep a close eye on as well. But there's not a particular style of shoe that I am like dying to get my hands on at the moment. Zach asks for my thoughts on Versace. I think their brand is really strong. I think they know their target audience, and it's not me. And I wish it was. You know, just the cuts of the clothes, they're very skimpy, they're very, they're made for skinny little twigs who want to get their body out, and that is not me. But I am very happy to have my lovely, I don't know if you can see it here, this is the edge of my beautiful dressing gown that Meredith purchased for me and a bunch of her good friends when we celebrated her pre-wedding party, or hens. So yeah, love it. But yeah, I think I feel excluded from it, so it's probably not a brand that's one of my favourites. He also asks for my thoughts on Schiaparelli. I am going to need to work on my pronunciation of that one. Amazing, artistic, bold, shall I say, kind of unwearable, unwearable art. I mean, it's wearable, but very uncomfortable by the looks of it. But yeah, very intriguing, I would say. Steve_Jensen, what's your ideal Hermes quota bag that you'd like to be offered? Let's manifest. Thank you for offering to manifest with me. At the moment, to be honest, and this kind of carries on from an earlier question, I had a look at some leather samples the other day, and I have landed on, look, my ideal, I don't even know if this is in production, but it's a Kelly Retourné in 28, but I would be open to a 25 or a 32, in the colour, in the leather, let's say. Obviously I'd love Chev, but I think that's near impossible. So then I would go with either a Swift, a Togo, or Clement, so something squishy. In the colour Blue Lin is my first choice, and my second choice is the new blue jeans, and my third choice is anemone, and my fourth choice is Blue Broom, and my fifth choice is Rose Beret. But yeah, Blue Lin Kelly, my vision is it looks like looks like my faded blue jeans, and if it's in a squishy Retourné leather, that I have that opportunity to wear it in a really nonchalant way. It's a colour that will go with my summer wardrobe and my winter wardrobe. That's my vision. So I'm open to hardware. I think it could have gold hardware or palladium, it wouldn't matter. But yeah, let's manifest. Nick Snell, we mentioned him before. He's got a great YouTube channel and I love his style, so I'll link him in the description box below. Are you now officially an Hermes girly? A little bit, Nick, a little bit. I'm not your typical Hermes girly, put it that way. I'm actually currently looking at doing a made-to-order shirt. I mentioned this early days, but I haven't found any scarves, scarves, I should say, that I thought would be suitable until just the other day. So we're currently on a mission to determine sizing and see if we can source the scarves, and yeah, maybe I'll have some news for you guys. Mrs. Muller, I'm half asleep, and how did you choose them? What's this about? I'm more into design than bags. I think that might be a continuation of a question. You are half asleep and I can't find the other question. Sky, run the show. Do you have your retirement planned? Do you have a number in mind? the only retirement planning I do is making sure that I'm putting money away and investing and making sure that I can retire comfortably if and when the time comes. I say if and when is because I'm not sure I'm the retirement type. I think I might always find myself in purposeful work of some description, but how many hours and how many weeks of the year will be probably quite different. Do I have a number in mind? Well, my husband's a little bit older than I am, and he wants it to be as soon as possible. And I think I'd be very jealous of him having all this time and me not being able to participate in things with him, like, you know, if he was to travel and what have you. So that does make it a little complicated, but no. I mean, I said before I'll be 50 in 5 years' time. When do I think I might retire? I don't know. It depends on health. Depends on finances, depends on what happens in my life. What if I don't even make retirement? I mean, it's a bit macabre, but it happens, you know. Anything could happen. So we'll see. Styled by _Rudy. Favourite YouTubers currently, except Amelia, Gwen, Connor and Gwyneth. Well, I think I've talked to a few of them here already, but obviously Nick. Nick has... We buy different things, but his vision for colour and style and silhouettes and how he talks through his purchases and collection reviews, I could listen to him all day. I really enjoy watching his videos. I'll link everybody else in the description box below because I'm not allowed to talk to them, but they are, you know, some of my favourites. Obviously I have a broader friendship group here on YouTube whose videos that I love to watch. And I will link all of them in the description box below. But I think you're getting to favourite YouTubers, and I watch content other than luxury at the moment. And I can't even think of the channel names because they're in my subscriptions. Oh God. At the moment, Chris Williamson is someone that I'm watching a lot of and really enjoying. And also, what's his friend's name? Alex O'Connor. I'm watching those guys a lot. So they would be some of my favourite YouTubers aside from the luxury YouTube tribe. Rudy also asks, what is your zodiac sign? I am on the cusp of Scorpio and Sagittarius. I always associated with being a Scorpio for the longest time. And then my stepdaughter had a crack at doing my chart, and we discovered that I'm more Sagittarius. So I do relate to both elements in different ways. I do think I'm probably a little bit more Sagittarius because of the free-spirited, not goal-orientated, not ambitious kind of thing. But I am in different ways. So... yeah, take that as you will. You also ask my favourite musical artist. I don't have a fave. It changes, depends on my mood. I really love Australian kind of beachy music, I call it. So like Vance Joy's really cool, Pete Murray, Bernard Fanning and Powderfinger. Just, you know, very chill tunes that are just great to have on and sing along to. And another one, how are you and how are you settling into your beautiful new home? I am very well, thank you very much, and we're settling in just fine. Super excited to get underway with this decorating project, and yeah, fill it up because it's pretty empty at the moment. Except for this room, of course. Sandy Rumbold, are you going to the August meetup with the gang? As I said before, Sandy, no, I won't be. I wasn't aware that that was kind of in the works. And I'd already committed, you know, to my trip, obviously, well and truly before I found out about that one. And it's just, I'd love to say yes, but I can't make it work with everything else that we've got going on in our life at the moment. There's some priorities, and yeah, I know how much the last trip cost and the time before that, and yeah, I just don't think I can. I can't. I hate missing out on things. I so do. I'm gutted, but yeah. It's just so far. It's so far for a weekend away with friends. It's very indulgent. Sandy also asks, can you explain how the lookbooks work? Are they hard copy? Who sends them and when? Look, I don't get them all the time. I get them from Fendi. I get them on WhatsApp in a PDF document. And it's, you know, literally just a bunch of images with style numbers and prices next to them so that you can talk to your sales associate about what you might like to pre-order. And typically, you know, I don't think that there's a reason that you couldn't ask for them. So if you know that there is a runway that you've watched, that there's pieces you're interested in, you can go and form a relationship with a sales associate or contact client services and say you'd like to pre-order from the next runway. I don't think it's exclusive as to who they send that pre-order to, because it's sales, right? They take a 50% deposit, so I don't see them saying no to that, certainly. So yeah, I think immediately after the runway, express your interest, and then I just got the lookbooks for Spring Summer Fendi last week. So, and that's going to start launching anytime now. Who is your interior designer? Look, I will think about whether or not I'll share that in another video. Underscore CH4CH. Domestic and international travel plans in 2025, please. Hi, Chris. No plans as yet, except for a couple of weddings. One in my hometown and one up in the tropics. One's in March, one's in late August. Beside that, zero plans. So we'll see. They'll probably unfold as the year goes on. You also said, show us what you did with your French butter, please. If you saw my recent vlog, you would have seen me spreading toast with my French butter. It's currently in the freezer. I'm onto my second and last stick of the salted butter, and then I get to try those unique butters that I purchased, which was pimento chili, truffle, and what was it, lemon and olive or something like that. For those who don't know, I bought butter back from me from my recent trip to Paris. And it's very exciting. Chris also asks, things you dislike about Connor and Meredith, please. It's none of your business, Chris. That's between me and Connor and Meredith. The Closet by Connor. If you were to add another ostrich bag, what would it be? Unlimited budget. I think I'd go with the violet Birkin that I talked about earlier in the special order process, Connor. I think that would be cool. Eileen asks another puppy. After the way I opened this video, of course, yes, little heartbreakers. But no time soon. I think 2 is the perfect pair. Gillian A. Thome. A Thome? Oh, Gillian at home. Got it. What was your experience with colour typing? Do you love your palette? I kind of did a self-diagnosis online with a few friends for my colours, and obviously my skin tone and hair tone is changing, so I might need to reassess those shortly. But yeah, I really enjoyed the process of kind of determining skin tone, undertones. Now the light's coming through my sunroof, and so it's changing the lighting in here. I might have to close that. I've got a little remote control here so I can close it off, because I've just noticed that light has shifted. So skin tone, hair, eyes, face shape, you know, all of that kind of stuff. So you answer all of those questions and yeah, you figure out what you are. I was a bright winter. I'm probably like a light summer now or something. But yeah, I do. I love my palette. It means I can wear everything anytime. Yeah, my wardrobe is very easy to use for me at the moment. I know exactly what shapes and patterns to pick out as well. I still experiment. I still sometimes get it a little bit wrong, but I know how to make it work as opposed to just, you know, putting it in the pile to be donated. In actual fact, I've gotten rid of less clothes in the last few years since I did that experience than I can ever remember doing so. So I'm really pleased with it. It's worthwhile. You will spend less money and overall, and you will waste less money, but you will have pieces that you can wear and wear and wear. Carolina Des, also, what style are you planning on decorating your new home? My preferences kind of the foundations are British colonial. I love texture, and obviously I like, you know, that whole kind of living in the subtropics. I want those elements in my home. I want it to feel like an oasis, but I don't want it to be a display home. I want it to look collected. I want it to have pieces from our travels. I want it to have a combination of modern, comfortable furnishings with some really interesting eclectic finds, different kind of styles. I'm open to there being some antiques, some mid-century, some, you know, modern pieces. It's going to be like my style is, a big mix of things that don't look like they should go together, but they do. And that is what I'm really excited about. In terms of colour palette, I see a lot of greens potentially. Yeah, cooler colours, different tones. Yeah, maybe a little bit of pink here and there. Carolina also asks, do you feel your style has changed in the last year? I feel like it's always changing and evolving. If I look at what I was wearing last year on Instagram and what I'm wearing now, I think I'm moving away from dresses a lot more and moving towards more outfits where I can at least have 2 pieces, if not 3, because that gives me more to play with in terms of mixing and matching, whereas I used to default to dresses a lot. So I think that's probably been the main change, I would say, in my style. Favourite books or genres and recommendations? I am a non-fiction girly all the way. If I'm reading, I want to learn something about history, about a person, about an event. Yeah, I'll watch movies and TV shows for fiction, but books I associate with learning. No recommendations. Oh, look, I'll give you a recommendation. There is a series of books by an Australian author called Susan Duncan, who experienced a massive change in her personal life and how she went on to build a life for herself. And she takes you on that journey called Salvation Creek, The House on the Hill. I think there's 3 of them. It's beautiful, beautifully written. And I think it's great for women, you know, I guess my age and older, whose lives are changing unexpectedly, whether it be through health, the loss of a loved one. Just goes to show what you can do and that you can find happiness again. Okay, we are at 45 minutes and that is all of the Instagram questions. I haven't even touched the YouTube community page questions. So it's going to be a part 2. If you've stuck around this long, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Hit the thumbs up button to let me know that you've enjoyed this time. If you've got a comment to drop, please do so in the comment box. And yeah, subscribe if you haven't already. I'd love to see you back for part 2 and my usual content, more about handbags. Anyway, loved sharing this with you, and I'll see you